Okay, so it looks like we got one more projection to do to me, and that will be our Brazilian mammals, right? And Brazil mammals. Okay, let's get that running. Okay, we can start to remove the ones that are on the geodatabase. Okay. Okay, so let's check mammals, Brazil mammals. Okay, I don't remove that. Let's go to our catalog. Okay. Okay. Happy with that? Okay, so now we know each of those four layers is the one from our geodatabase. We know we've got the key layer there. Okay. What's interesting is the boundary of Brazil is so tight, actually our data maybe goes past it in a few places. That's actually fine for this. So let's go to the human index again, and we can click on a few values, and there should be a very high value, right? So that value is 84 here, 88, okay. So some high values there, which then let's see where we are. And you see we're in a dense urban area, so that works well for us. Okay. Right, so now we've got the Brazilian cities, okay? Let's pick a couple of cities and see what the human footprint index is. This is such a huge data set, 80 billion pixels. We can't do the whole lot. It'll take months. You need my supercomputer to do that. Let's see if we can just run it on a few, okay? Let's see if it's even possible. So let's just pick a couple of cities, okay? I'm going to kind of turn not everything off and find somewhere that's a little urban, somewhere that's not so urban, okay? Kind of a very urban environment there, right? Somewhere a bit less urban out here. So let's bring our cities, okay? And we'll just pick a couple of little ones, okay? Off GIS having a bit of a moment here, unfortunately, with the color choice. So that doesn't really impact us. Okay, and that might be because I'm filming. There's one, yeah, okay. So let's select that, okay. Let's get a bit more rural and select that. Yeah, we've definitely got some coloring problems going on here, so just let me pause, okay? And I'll get that. So to fix that glitch, I merely just stopped and started ArcGIS Pro. Let's find a small one that looks a bit more rural, okay? So like maybe, yeah, this might not be bad, okay? So let's try here. So in the end, I decided on these two because I couldn't really find a very small agricultural one. Let me just try one more. Yeah, so I switched again, as you can see, because I want to get something small because the size of these 10 megapixels is pretty minuscule, okay?